What is going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dini here for Superpower Review, and welcome to What's That Comic Book. This is a Saturday live stream where I hang out with people of the comic book community, and we spend 1 hour pulling comic books from our collection and try to give as much information on those comics as possible. Whether who did the artwork on them, who wrote them, when did they come out? Again, any sort of information. Maybe that comic book has a personal connection to that person as well. Like I said, if it's any given information is possible on the comic book, give it out and enlighten the community. So we have a packed panel tonight. I'm super excited to get to the show. We have a bunch of first appearances here on the channel. We got a bunch of new people, and I can't wait to introduce them to you. But first of all, we're going to have I'm going to introduce my first guest. He goes by Sector 2815. He is titled the #1 fan of Superpower Review. Here he is. What's up, Paul? How's it going?
Good. It is not a title I take lightly. I just want you to
know. Look at him. He's got the sweatshirt on. He's all ready to go. Cool, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm surprised you're wearing a sweatshirt in Florida. What's going on down there?
It's in the like the 50s today, so it's a little bit cool. So, does this pass me over John's Kicks and Comics?
I think it does. I think it does. So, John, if you're watching, I think Paul's got one up on you now. And then if I ever have the two of you on together, you're still going to be ahead of him.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Well, I thank you so much for jumping on. For our next guest, we have a first appearance here. He's been a little bit on hiatus on YouTube, but I'm glad he is coming back, and not only just coming back, but coming back here on Superpower Review. We got Tommy Bake the Snake. Brother, how are you doing?
Yo, what's shaking, man? Thanks for having me on the show tonight. I'm glad to finally be on here with you, especially after the last few years on Instagram and YouTube, being involved in the chat. So it's glad to finally make my first appearance here on the show.
Yeah, man.
And on the channel, for that matter.
Yeah, whoop whoop. Cool, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you pull out for comics. It's going to be a great time, man. But I appreciate you jumping in here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Can't wait.
No problem. All right. So for our next guest, we have a new YouTube channel here. Well, a little bit newer. He's been on here for a little bit. Really cool dude. He goes by Actual Dracula. We got Count. What's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Yeah, not much. Just I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation. Really looking forward to it.
Cool, man. Yeah, we were on together this past week on Wednesday. Adrian and I were on Sector 2815's YouTube channel for Guess That Key. Good times. If you guys haven't checked it out.
That was a great show. Yeah.
Champion right here. Absolutely killed it. Guessed 3 comic books. Alert. Oh my goodness, dude. Champ right here.
Do not mess with the Drac.
That's right. Do not do it. All right, so for our next panelist here, we're going to introduce somebody from Instagram. This person doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's from Instagram. He posts a lot of cool books. We have the Geeky New Yorker. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Good to have you on the channel. We've been you and I talk for a little bit here on Instagram. We go back and forth a little bit here and there, but glad to actually have you on the channel, man.
Great to be here.
Cool, dude.
Figure this out.
Yeah. It's a good time. Always chillaxing here on Superpower Review on What's That Comic Book, and just trying to spread as much information about comic books as possible. So we have one more guest coming in. He's not in yet, but if he does figure out some of the problems that he's having at home, we'll definitely put him in. Let's say hey to some of the people who are watching us today. We got my buddy Wayne Unruly Simeon in the house. What's going on, man? We got DJ Lynx in the house.
Holler.
We got my buddy Jason all the way from the UK, Jason Parker Comics. What's up, man? We also have James Keegan in the house. What's up, man? John Norris. He's a huge supporter of Guess That Key. This is an inside joke of today's live stream on MJ Comics. We also got Triple G Comics in the house. What's up, man? So many good people here in the chat. Really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us, geeking out with us. Super Russ 9000.
Russ.
Good to see you, dude. Haven't seen you in a bit, and I hope you are doing well. All right, so again, guys, if you are watching today or if you're watching on the rewind, don't forget to smash that like button. That's very important. Shows your support to the channel. If you want to see future What's That Comic Book live streams, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. We're live here every Saturday. Or if you'd like to be a potential guest on What's That Comic Book, you can message me on Instagram at KarateKevin67. A link to my Instagram is in the bio. So let's get started. Paul, you want to start us off?
I will. Thank you
Do
very much.
it.
Appreciate being here again. This is Detective Comics number 1000. This is the Bulletproof Comics Gabriel Delgado Virgin cover. When Action Comics 1000 and Detective Comics 1000 came out, I kind of went crazy and tried to get as many of the covers as I possibly could. But this is by far one of my favorites for Detective Comics 1000. Gabriel Delgado always just does incredible work. And this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this. So I had to get it. It's just stunning. It's stunning.
It's very stunning. You know why? Because it's Delgado. Delgado is stunning. Right. I will collect and buy everything that Delgado does. I have a separate pile in the collection of just all Delgado stuff waiting for a signing opportunity. Yeah, absolutely love his work.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Delgado.
No, you can't. It's
like
an
Action Comics 1000. That was amazing.
Yeah.
The Superman sitting on the throne.
He did it. Yeah, exactly. The sketch cover, especially, I love the sketch cover one that he has with that. It looks so much like Christopher Reeve. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. Yeah, I have so many Delgado stuff like that's just waiting, like especially like symbiote related stuff. I actually for the last Frank Miller private signing, I sent in one book that was done by Delgado where it's Batman just standing over the mutant leader in the mud hole. Love that cover.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right. Big, what do you got?
This one I'll start off with something from my childhood, man. I wasn't even aware that this existed until I got issues. Remember, the community brought it to my attention. This is Captain Planet #1, and a lot of people don't realize that this is a cover that was painted by Neil Adams. And if you can see here, I went and got it signed by Neil Adams. This is, I went and had a couple. This is my first experience at a con to where I realized how expensive Neil Adams really is. I went there. I had the first Dark Side. And I got that signed and remarked, and bought this. Or I already had this, but had him do the signing. This is so iconic. The opening song and credits for this was so like ingrained into my head as a kid. I mean, the cast alone on this cartoon was so huge. I mean, LeVar Burton, Whoopi Goldberg, Meg Ryan, Jeff Goldblum, Tim Curry, Malcolm McDowell. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many people that were big name stars appearing on this show. So when I saw that it was here as part of my 90s nostalgia, I'm kind of on an 80s, 90s cartoon kick, and this was a must-have book for me. And to get it signed by the man himself, Neil Adams, one of the greatest artists in the game.
For real. So funny thing about this book today, right? So I was on MJ Comics' YouTube channel for a live stream today, and my buddy James from MJ Comics just recently bought this comic book, and we were talking about it for the longest time. And we noticed upon this today that on the cover it says, "Did you know it's printed on recycled paper?"
No way.
Yeah, it says right there.
Yeah, right here.
Hold on, make you big. Bam. So how fitting is it that a Captain Planet comic book is printed on recycled paper? Huh?
And he got a chuckle when I brought this to get signed, because so many other books of his that are great, like first iconic appearances and other big iconic books and I have this there paying, I think at the time was $65 just to get a freaking signature on this book.
Wow. See, guys, I bet to the people who are watching today who was on MJ Comics' live stream, did you guys have any idea that Neil Adams did that artwork? I'll tell you right now, from looking at it, for the first time today, I would have never said that was Neil Adams' artwork.
I would not have guessed. No,
you wouldn't have guessed either, right? It doesn't really look like his style.
No. Painted.
Huh.
I was also not aware of that insane cast. I mean, I knew LeVar Burton was in it, but all those other people, no, I didn't. I guess I just
and there's some others
never
too that
it.
you wouldn't know their names, but if you saw their faces, you're like, oh, I remember that guy, yeah, or this person here,
Who actually played Captain Planet?
I'm not sure about that one.
Not sure.
I thought I read something about how they were trying to get Tom Cruise to play Captain Planet originally.
Really? Dude, I used to geek out over that show when the opening came on, dude. I would be at grandma's house with Nickelodeon on the channel and Captain Planet would come on and I would just be all crazed. Be all excited. Yeah.
Did you ever see there was I believe it was a Funny or Die video, and it was a Captain Planet parody with Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah,
Captain
that was
Planet
huge.
is basically like a Homelander style Captain Planet. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they did that a few of those. Yeah, it was big for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny, and he looks hilarious because it's like him in Blueface.
Yeah,
he's just all painted blue.
Cool. All right, Adrian, your turn.
All right, so first. As a Canadian, I'm a fan of winter sports. I've been watching the Winter Olympics all day, and so I thought I'd find something winter sport themed. And actually, let me just grab my amateur move there. I did not plug in my laptop. It's about to die. Here we go. So, winter sport themed, and I have got Punisher War Journal 31. With,
nice.
Frank there on some skis.
Great.
So as we can see, let's break down this cover here. We got Frank, our boy Frank, training for the biathlon, and you got this other guy who just looks like he launched off a jump. He's doing a totally corked out 720, but he landed right into in front of Frank's 45 there. So
blam.
Yeah. And this of course cover by Joe Jusko, who whenever I see his covers, I'm taken right back to the 90s. Of course, I've been collecting this Punisher since the 90s. And Joe Jusko, I always immediately think of all his Marvel Masterpieces stuff. So definitely a nostalgic book there for me. And check out this dude's jacket. I don't know where he got that thing, but it's incredible. Of course, you got also these other guys.
Look at the detail on that, man.
Yeah, for real.
Nuts. And I love this. So this is kind of a crazy story. It's part one of the Kamchatkan conspiracy, which finds Frank in. Actually, I'm not making this up. So the story ends up being about him trying to stop these eco-terrorists from blowing up a pipeline in Alaska. But why he's in? I don't know if anyone's read this, if you realize this, why Frank Castle is in Alaska in the first place. And I'm not making this up. He is following gangs of Crips and Bloods who he's heard are on their way to Fairbanks, Alaska to start selling crack in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Because it's such a huge crack domain up in Alaska.
Soviet or Russian terrorist group, eco-terrorists, ends up having to deal with them instead of the soon-to-be crack epidemic in Fairbanks, Alaska, due to the all the Crips and Bloods, who I guess ran out of people to sell to in Los Angeles or something. I don't know.
I don't know how that would happen. How would you lose room out of territory from there, right?
Yeah,
They don't call Fairbanks the crack capital of the North for nothing.
that's right. Now we know why, right? Frank didn't do his job. That's why.
Yikes.
He's too busy dealing with Russians.
Cool. All right, Geeky New Yorker, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna pick a book I feel that is really under talked about, especially for the character who has already had a show. I have Alias #1 here.
Wow.
This is double signed by Bendis and David Mack. The artwork was by Michael Gatos. And I don't hear that many people talking about this book. For
Same.
as big of a character she is. Like, I looked on eBay right before this, and the prices did go up. I think at 9.8 it's going for around 500, which I was surprised about. But when I got this book, I paid, I think, 30 raw. And I just got it signed, double signed, and it's sitting on myself. There's nobody talking about it.
Very nice. 9.8,
Nice
very
book. Very
impressive.
Mm-hmm.
9.8 double
Nine.
signed. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Sick. Very cool. All right. Outer Realm finally made it, man. Congratulations.
I have to use my
Yeah.
phone.
You're on your phone? Well, that's fine, man. I mean,
I'm not good with this technical stuff.
yeah,
sorry.
don't worry about it, dude. It's all good. Glad to have you finally here, man, and that you could make it. So, and you came in perfect time because it is your turn. So, if you want to pick a book and give us some info about it, it is your turn,
Yeah.
man.
All right. I'm gonna do this one first. So we're doing. I got this. Went out to kids. Got a
Nice.
ton of nostalgia for me. I remember when this book came out. I was probably 12 years old, I think, 6th grade, and everybody was making a big deal about Superman dying. It was actually even in the newspaper. I read some articles about it, so pretty cool. And my mom went and got this sign for me for Christmas. She waited in line forever, and she finally got it signed by Dan Jurgens, the artist, who actually drew the book. So
Awesome.
this is a really special book for me. You know, takes me back to my childhood. So that's why I picked this one.
That's awesome, man. I
Classic
remember.
book, man.
Yeah, it's super classic. I used to have one of these in the package still unopened. I ended up selling it, but because I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but it's just so cool to see the Superman logo in blood.
Hell yeah.
Man.
People hate on that book because it was so like they basically lied about it. They say he's dead and they brought him back. But I mean, if there was one book that epitomized the 90s, that's it. Like if I was like had to pick one book to justify that's it. That's the 90s book. The bloody Superman cover. Like you said, it was all over the news, in the newspapers. Like it was all over the place,
people
man.
thought they were going to send their kids to college with that book.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I think like one person
exactly.
said that in like one of like the news pieces, right? When they were interviewing, like, oh, I'm gonna buy a bunch of these and send my kids to college someday, right?
The
Yeah, that
only
was the
company
idea,
that
but-
printed more of those was Image.
But it came with an armband. Remember that? It came with that
Yeah.
armband and everything too. And
Yeah. What else is in it? There's an armband, right? Oh,
I don't know. I never opened mine.
I think it comes with like a poster too. No, of the cover. I'm not 100. I know it comes with
a
all
little
sorts of good
mini,
things.
a little mini poster. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Let me see in the comments here.
It
Ben
also
just
led
haters
to
need to
those-
read Alias.
It led to those other 4 Superman coming out too, and I really liked them in the 90s. The Superboy, Steel, was it Violator? Was it the Violator? Something else?
The
dude with the-
Eradicator. The
Steel. That was
Eradicator.
cool.
Eradicator. There
It's
you go with the
Steel.
Oakley's. It's Steel,
It's
yeah.
Steel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and his obituary. Yep, comes with his obituary. That's kind of cool. Paul, you have something to say?
No, I was gonna say that also. I mean, it was the first of the big things that they, DC then decided that they had to put their heroes through the absolute worst things that they could possibly do, and so, a couple of years later, they broke the Batman, and then they drove Hal Jordan crazy, and then so it's like and they had legacy characters that came up, every single time too.
Right. Yeah. So I was just gonna bring that up too about breaking Batman's back because like, they try to get their characters to go through like the most like worst thing that they possibly can go through. Like, well, we can't kill Batman. Let's just break his back.
And then we'll bring in Azrael, this other guy.
Yeah, and that oh man, and that didn't do well for DC with Batman, with Azrael as Batman. Nobody liked that time.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, we went through a round. I'm gonna go up next. Again, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you're watching on the rewind, let me know some feedback on the live stream. And what was your favorite comic book that you saw tonight? All right, so I usually I have my wifey pick out the slabs for me because it's not as fun if I go pick them out. And usually I like to play the random game. I like to pull out at random and try to give as much information, but I'm doing this one on purpose. Okay, this is a shameless plug-in. Up next, I'm gonna show off my Batman: The Dark Knight Returns #2, signed by Frank Miller in a CDC 9.0, and this book is up for sale right now. I'm asking $250 shipped on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram at KarateKevin67, you can claim it up there, and it also comes with some pretty cool pins. I have these Dark Knight Returns enamel pins. So it comes with those too. I'll throw those in there.
Right.
If you guys are interested. I love this one, dude. This one's really cool with the Batarang. Batman flipping off the birds.
Very punk rock.
Very punk rock, right? And you got the regular Batman. So black Batman and blue Batman. So if you guys are interested in that, probably one of my favorite books from the Dark Knight Returns series. One of my favorite covers here. I'll pull it back up too. One of my favorite covers by Frank Miller, honestly. When it came to Frank Miller leaving Marvel and going to DC, doing more of his own thing, he was really doing more of his own kind of artwork. He wasn't doing what he was really taught. And that's cool, but I think this cover really resembles Frank Miller's artwork to the best, actually. Another reason why I love this book so much is he goes up against the mutant leader. All right, is it this one he goes? Yeah, he goes up against the mutant leader in this one and gets his ass handed to him. So love this book, love this cover, and I really love the little pieces of artwork on the back as well. So, and for years, when I was into comic book reading back in high school, and like all my friends would say, "Oh, you got to read The Dark Knight Returns. You got to read it." And I would just flip through the pages and I'm like, no, I'm not reading that. I don't like the artwork. If the artwork wasn't selling me, I could never read it. And then when I got back into comic book collecting, I finally watched the animated movie and I was like, this was a really good story. All right, let me go read the comic books now. I mustered through the artwork. There are some panels that I really enjoyed. Like there are some panels where you see Frank Miller like giving it his all. And there's just some like, especially with like the newscaster, she's like, man, that woman looks like something's going on with that woman on TV. But no, a really great story and a really good moral to the story as well.
Yeah, Frank Miller always drew like weird lips, like the whole like, lips.
Right. And he likes to draw booties.
Oh, Frank Miller?
Yeah, he likes to draw them booties.
Hey, collect what you like.
Draw what you like.
Draw
You
what
are
you
what
like.
you are what you draw. Cool. All right, Paul, your turn again. So we're on our second round.
Okay. This goes actually back to 1970. This is World's Finest Comics number 198. This is the third appearance. The third Flash Superman race. I love this comic for a couple reasons. Mostly because this is one of the first comics that I can ever remember reading and collecting. This is World's Finest. Obviously, was Superman and Batman, but for 12 issues, from issue number 198 to issue 210, it actually became a Superman team-up book for just 12 issues. And then later they would give Superman DC Comics Presents. That would be his own book. But I just absolutely love this cover. This is a Murphy Anderson cover. This
Cool.
is again, this is the third Flash. The first one was in Superman. The second one was in the Flash, and then this one. And you know, it just spoke to me when I saw it, because I could, like I said, you know, there's certain things you can remember from when you're young, and this is one of the ones that I can remember from when I was young. So
Awesome. How many times does Superman and the Flash race? Like at least 3 or 4 times in the comic books?
oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know 4 for sure because I had the 4th one at one point.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure more than that.
Probably. Cool. All right, Tommy, your turn.
Oh, all right, man. This one here is a series that when I started getting back into collecting again, my buddy let me the first 2 trades, and from there I was hooked and knew I had to get back into comics. It is Why the Last Man number 19.
that is such a
This
good
is-
series.
Amazing series. One of my favorite authors, and it's also signed by the artist Pia Guerrera.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Brian K. Vaughan blocked me on the social medias.
What?
Nothing too serious. I gave him my opinion about his television show. He was complaining that it was canceled. I told him I'd never considered his property woke until I saw it on TV. And from there, whoever runs his social media blocked me. So, okay. I guess there's a reason why the series isn't going past the first one. But I love it. It's an absolute must read for any comic book fan. It's the farthest thing from woke, but it is It is amazing. It really is a great read. Well done in the writing, and it's really cool that I got the signature from Pia Guerrera.
Cool.
And it's just cool too with this. You know, it's a throwaway issue in itself, but just the cover. You know, with them going down the Yellow Brick Road with 355, Dr. Van, Ampersand, Yorick, and it kind of just, you know, epitomizes their journey getting Yorick over there. Shit, where do they go again? I forget. No spoilers. But yeah, it's really well done.
Cool.
And
I
one
love
of my
that they
favorite
let him
series
tell his
ever.
story too. You know, he did 60 issues and that was it. You know, they didn't try to extend it beyond, you know, and look it for everything. They let him tell his story.
Exactly. The only thing that was like kind of threw me off is like in the very beginning they kind of allude to like magic or something with like the medallion, and like when all the men die. Like for everyone that hasn't read this story, all the men on the planet die except for that guy right there. That's dressed like a woman. But
That's not why.
yeah. But yeah, they don't really delve into that any farther. It just kind of just like, okay, that was a throwaway moment, and then it just goes into the story. But other than that, it's amazing. I really love it. This and Lock and Key were the first two, like, you know, and as an adult that I started reading to get me back into collecting. I love them. I highly recommend both of those to anyone that likes to read. Lock and Key is now a show on Netflix, but the books are 1,000 times better.
Awesome.
Good to know.
Cool. Great pick. Great pull so far, guys. Really good job. And you guys are an abundance of knowledge tonight, so great job. All right, so Adrian, what do you got, man?
All right, I got something cool here. I highly recommend Why the Last Man as well. That was one of my favorite reads. So what I got here is I do collect Tomb of Dracula. That is a run I am currently working on
No, I would
completing.
never guess you
Yeah.
collecting Dracula
No,
comic books.
Go figure, right? So this was one day I was just going through at my LCS, going through their they do have a Tomb of Dracula section there. I was going through that and I came across this, which is Tomb of Dracula issue 7, but the Edition Heritage. That's the Heritage edition, which is the reprints for Quebec, for the French Canadian market.
Oh, cool.
So that is
And
Tomb of
Francais, I
Dracula.
see that. Very nice.
Tomb of Dracula in French, specifically Quebec, not for France. So, although they may have sold these in France, I have no idea. They probably had their own thing. But yeah, if you're ever in Montreal or something, you go to a comic book shop, you can probably find these. They have that little EH there, and that is they basically reprinted a bunch of different Marvel titles. You know, obviously they're biggest sellers, but you know, this I think that at the time this probably was doing pretty well too. So they did Tomb of Dracula. And yeah, so this is just a straight up reprint, although I believe it is black and white, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to crack it open. But issue 7 is when Marv Wolfman takes over writing duties. It's also the first appearance of Quincy Harker and his daughter Edith. And we get to see Saint, who is Quincy's vampire hunting dog. And yeah, so if you were wondering what that says there, it is child. The child is slayer of the man. That's what he's saying. For those of you that don't speak French, I don't speak French. So I'm just looking at the original cover, and I'm assuming that's what this says here. Yeah, so that was a cool find.
You're gonna have to translate it now.
Yeah, I would actually like to. I would once I complete my run of regular Tomb of Dracula, I would like to find the complete run in these, and maybe some of the other foreign editions as well, because there's ones from all over the world in Tomb of Dracula, right? Yeah.
Unruly says "Sacre Bleu." Yeah,
I just saw that.
That's like my extent. Thank you, Pepe Le Pew.
I was going to say, Pepe Le Pew is about as French as I can speak.
Unruly
Pepe Le Pew gone too soon.
It is not a different cover. It's the same artwork, although the lettering is in French, not English. So there you go.
Cool. All right, cool. All right, Geeky New Yorker, your turn.
All right. My second book, I think you put this book up last week, Kevin, and is honestly one of my favorite Batman stories.
Yes.
This is
Oh yeah,
Batman Year One, Batman 404. Frank Miller story, David Mazzucchelli artwork, and this is honestly my favorite story, favorite animated film. It deals with Batman his first year, but I like how they focused a lot on Jim Gordon and how he progressed in the GCPD. And what makes this one kind of rare is I don't know if you can see it, but this is signed by David Mazzucchelli, who is actually really hard to find. We got David Mazzucchelli and we got Frank Miller double signed. And David Mazzucchelli didn't have, not that I know of, like a really long run in comics. I think he did a couple of stories. I know he did Batman Year One and he did Daredevil Born Again. And then after that, he just disappeared. And I was talking to him when he was signing it because he was doing a convention in New York in one of the high schools. And he said he focused, after he left comics, he was focusing more on like children's books and like illustrations for actual books, not comic books. So I know he doesn't like grading. So if he won't allow you to get it witnessed, which is why it has
the green label,
the green strip right there. But he's actually a really cool dude. Really nice. And yeah, he's my second book.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Mazzucchelli did such a great job illustrating for that comic book. I really feel like that he was the perfect choice for that story. I'm actually happy that Frank Miller decided to just kind of like take a step away from doing the artwork on it and just heavily focus on doing the writing. I thought that was a really good choice, and like I said, I think Mazzucchelli was perfect for it. He draws Batman in a light suit, you know what I mean, as I think a beginning Batman would look like, you know what I mean. He kind of looks like he has like an Adam West kind of suit on a little bit. It's very light, very thin, and you don't see the Batman we all know, where he knows every situation, knows what to do in every situation. You know, we see this Batman get hit a few times and get put down a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's really cool. One of my favorite Batman story of all time, for sure. Awesome, man. Cool. All right, Outer Realm, your turn.
All right. I picked this book. Uncanny X-Men 268, but it's actually sorry, where is it? It's a J.C. Penney, one of the reprints that you have to get out of the J.C. Penney catalog back in the 90s.
Nice.
My parents used to get those the big packs for like Christmas, and I guess it's the only place you can get the reprints, the J.C. Penney catalog. So that's what I think is really cool about these. It's got the 30th anniversary Spider-Man. That's how you know it's what it is.
Cool.
Instead of the, I guess I don't know what's on the normal one. The other one I have is a newsstand, so I don't know. But yeah, it's awesome, classic Jim Lee cover, and I like the fact that you can only get it from the catalogs. So I thought it was really cool. Yeah. So.
Hell yeah, on the nostalgia factor, like you said, your parents got the J.C. Penney catalogs, and that's how you got it.
Another super 90s, thing, That's why I love these things.
That's what you got to find next is the J.C. Penney catalog it came out of. I
know, right? Imagine having them together. Probably wouldn't matter, but still, to me, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And I used to throw these things away. I used to find these things all the time, and it had it has the back of it's like a Wolverine or an X-Men ad or something like that. And I used to just throw them. I didn't think they were worth anything because they were reprints, but I guess now they're starting to gain value. So that's kind of cool. I kept it and didn't trash it and read it.
There was one book that was shown here on What's That Comic Book, where it was a Spider-Man and Venom comic book that came out of Sports Illustrated magazines, and those are super, super rare to get.
Which one's that one? I don't recall that one.
If after the show, I'll look it up, and if I can find it, I'll show it to you. But yeah, that a couple of people that I know who are into Venom and symbiotes like I am, we talk on a chat, and I believe the two members who are in the chat actually have a few. But yeah, it comes from Sports Illustrated. You literally rip the comic book out of the book, out of the magazine. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I know the UNIFES wasn't UNICEF the one that did Trial of Venom? They get them into UNICEF thing or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So it's extremely, extremely rare, and of course, like the paper isn't really, it's not regular comic book paper. It's really, really thin paper. So even to try to find one in good shape is really hard. Man. All right, my turn. What do you guys want to see? You guys want to see something from? I got a DC box, my back issue bin. I have a symbiote box, and we also have the box of Rockies.
Go with symbiote, man. You were just talking it up.
Symbiote box. Let's see. What we got? Haha, this is a good one. All right. So we have Venom, the Enemy Within, Part 1. This is a really fun cover.
Glow in the dark, man.
The glow in the dark comic
Yeah.
book cover. You can't go wrong with that. This is a book that I would love to get slabbed just so I can just have like all the lights out, put it underneath the bed, just be like, see how much it glows in the dark. Have you ever seen? I made a meme about it once. Have you ever seen the meme where like it's like two couple and like, hey, come underneath the covers, I have something to show you, and I edit it to have it show this. So if I ever get a graded one, I actually want to do that in real life. Be like, hey babe, come in here. I want to show you something. This is The Enemy Within Part 1. This book actually takes place on Halloween. So you have Demogoblin in here, and also Bob McLeod did the cover on this comic book. A very underrated Spider-Man and Venom artist, in my opinion. So that's what I got.
Nice. And he's good for negative covers also. Yeah,
he is really good. I got to meet him at a con. I didn't get anything signed by him because he was like one of those like last minute editions where like nobody knew he was coming, and then all of a sudden he's just there at the table. And I'm like, man, I wish I had brought my stuff. Like I would have loved to get raw signatures by this dude. And I was going through his portfolio, and we've all probably hold on, let me see if I can pull it out real quick. I'm sure I can find it somewhere around here. Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah. So we all know about Web of Spider-Man number 32, right? This classic cover of him coming out of the grave. So he did that. He helped with inks on Mike Zeck's artwork. He had an original art piece of Batman coming out of the grave, and that was super, super cool. That was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wish I could buy that. But it was a huge original art piece. And of course, original art is crazy expensive, so couldn't afford it. All right, Paul, your turn, man. Third round. Let's go.
Okay. It's funny that we had just had a Batman year 1 because this is Batman year 2.
Nice.
This is Detective number 578.
Love it.
This is one of the few times that Todd McFarlane actually did an interior Batman. Actually, Alan Davis, this was a 4-part series. Alan Davis did the art on the first issue, and then McFarlane did the art on the second, third, and fourth one. But this is a great cover too. I mean, and Mike W. Barr did the writing. Todd McFarlane did the art. McFarlane did the cover, obviously. Not quite as famous as his Batman 423, but this is still this was the Origin of the Reaper in this 4-part series. So this is one of my favorites as well. If only because McFarlane is doing Batman on interiors.
Yeah, you know that Batman 423 is just strictly like cover by. Like that's the only reason why you buy that comic book. Because hold on, I'll make it big. Because other than that, like story-wise, that comic book is really not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is it because this book has also been on the rise lately, has it not? Batman 423. Does anybody know why this book is on the rise?
Cover. I don't know.
Cover? Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess. Yeah.
I was gonna say they think it's just McFarlane pricing in McFarlane that's gonna go up. So
yeah.
The top.
I don't think like I feel like this is also like one of those books like was it Marvel Presents number 72? Like I don't feel like this book should really be like that overpriced. I don't know. Unruly Simeon. Year 2 was disappointing after year 1.
Most sequels are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't come close to year 1. But I mean, I'm in it for McFarlane. You know what I mean?
The only sequel that holds up is Terminator 2. You know, other than that, what sequel?
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Cool. All right, Bake. Your turn.
What do we got? We got time for one or two more.
We're 45 minutes in, so I don't know. Maybe one more. I don't know.
All right. Well, this one here, I'm still on the nostalgia kick. This is 90s hip hop for sure. Department of Truth 14, Tupac variant. All Eyes on Me. This is definitely like if you're in the 90s and hip hop, you love it. This thing is super crispy. I'm seriously considering getting this thing graded. Recent raw sales were $200. I mean, wow. Limited to only 500. So I mean, somehow it's limited to 500, but the store that was putting these out online only was selling 400 of them. So I don't know if they were holding on to 100 of them or they went out to special people or what. But the artist is David Sanchez. Check him out on Instagram. You can see that he has been doing some killer remarks on this book, man. One with Tupac in a hoodie, one with a crown, and he signs it with this red pen that looks super like Death Row, like just bloody. It's just chef's kiss to it. Boom. It's amazing, dude. Seriously.
I have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. His covers are amazing.
Dude, I was surprised that this thing skyrocketed like it did. I know it's because of limited rap and Tupac on it, but someone in one of our Instagram chats, I got so many going on, was like, dude, this thing's going to be big. I pre-ordered it, got it for $15. So I was happy for that.
Cool.
The hip hop covers go for a lot.
Yeah, they were like compared it to the Kurt Cobain one that was going. They're like, this is going to be even bigger than that. I'm like, all right, cool. I just like it because Tupac and it kind of fits his All Eyes on Me album. So
yeah,
cool. All right. Well, I mean, with the black cover too, like I'm sure if it gets a 9.8, man, that'd be big with the black cover on it.
It's super hard, man. You think a white cover's hard, black cover's twice as hard. I did catch a 9.8 on a Y the Last Man that I found in the wild, and that has a white front and a black back, and I was super surprised on that.
Wow. Double trouble. White cover, black back. Damn. Man. Yeah, you already said that. Who done it? Cool. All right, sweet variant. Remy Q Studios with the T2 wins every time. Hood Rat, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate you. All right, Adrian, your turn, buddy.
All right, so I got a book special to me in my collection. My collection is all raw. I have 4 slabs so far. That's it. There will be more coming, but for now, I just got 4. I'm going to show one of them off, and this is a special book to me because when I first got back into collecting about 2 years ago, after about 20 years of not being in the hobby, a lot of things had changed. One being the grading, obviously. That wasn't really a thing in the 90s. And also all the exclusive variants. Like, I was just, blown away by, how many there were and also how amazing so many of them were. And so one of the first, I think the first one I saw that really caught my eye and was like, I gotta have this, was Wolverine 1, the John Teller Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
Negative Space, right? The banana Wolverine. And then so once I saw that, I went on eBay and I looked at what it was going for, and I was like, no, I don't need it that badly. And but last year, a friend of mine on Instagram, comic book champ, comic book seller up here in Canada, I saw that he was doing an auction with another friend of his, Canadian variant. They were doing an auction, live auction on Instagram, and I saw that he was going to have this book there. I was like, you know what? I'll go check it out. I set, highest bid for myself, and I was like, I'll throw it out there. I probably won't get the book, right? I was like, but it's worth a shot. Anyhow, I went in. I put in my highest bid. Went a little bit over, maybe not much, but it ended up being winning bid, which was phenomenal because I paid roughly half of the value of this book. for a 9.8. So really
Nice pickup.
Also, it's my first 9.8 slab as well. So really
Cool.
excited about that. Yeah. And I
Well,
just
that's
love
special.
this cover. I'll never get sick of this cover. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. That's a great 9.8 and a good, nice slab comic to add to the collection. Now, you brought up a really funny thing that it makes me want to tell a story real quick, because you said, like, when you came back into the hobby, you didn't really know too much about CGC, and CGC wasn't a real thing until in the 90s. So CGC has been a thing since what, 2000, 2002?
About that, yeah.
I remember being a kid, because in 2000 I was that would make me 10 years old, and I remember seeing a graded comic book for the first time. My brother and I saw it for the first time, and I was like, why would anybody put a comic book in plastic? That doesn't make any sense. You can't read the damn comic book. That's the whole purpose of a comic book. You're supposed to read it. And so, of course, my older brother, like all older siblings, be like, Kevin, you stupid idiot. Like, these things are worth money. So people want to encapsulate them. And because, they don't want to ruin the condition. I'm like, well, can you so I said, well, why doesn't the company at least make like a plastic case where you can open the case, read the comic book, and put it back in the case?
Encapsulate every individual page.
So funny.
Right,
but I just thought that was that was a funny story to kind of bring up with comic book rating. Like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody do that? Funny thing, as we're doing the show, the Dark Knight Returns just sold. So,
Oh yeah,
congratulations, man!
So we're gonna be making an upgrade sometime soon. That's what I've been doing lately. I've been going through the collection and try to upgrade comic books that are CGC graded in 9.0 or 9.2, and just try to bump them up a bit. Obviously, like my House of Secrets number 92, like those I'm gonna leave alone. Like, so books like that I'm gonna leave alone. But like, if it's a modern book and if it's a 9.0, 9.2, I'm gonna try to bump it up. So, all right, Geeky New Yorker, your turn, man.
So this is the last round?
Yeah, last round.
All right, so I'm gonna go with X-Men number 4.
Oh, wow.
First appearance of
Nice.
the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. First appearance of Toad, Mastermind, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. Second appearance of Magneto. Jack Kirby art, Stanley writing. I think it was released in '64. Yeah, Scarlet Witch. Her suit is green on the cover, but in the interior it's actually red. So that's, I was like, when I first got it, I was like, why is she green? But it's red in the inside. I don't know the story behind how the suit became green on the cover. I'll look it up later. But this book actually belongs to my father, and when he passed, he left it to me. So this book will never leave my collection. So this is my for the PC forever.
Awesome, man.
That's nice.
That is super nice.
It's like the worst shape ever. It's like held together with tape. I actually took it to New York Comic Con a couple of years back, and I spoke to one of the graders, and I was like, should I get this graded? He was like, no, don't bother. I think I
Still, man, it's a single-digit X-Men, so, that's an amazing book to have in any condition.
Hey, man, I have a Daredevil one. It's a 1.0. It's beat to hell. It's the lowest comic book I have in the collection. Love the thing. Absolutely love it.
You can't beat the classic.
Low grade is better than no grade.
That's right. Thank you, Paul. Cool. All right, Outer Realm, your turn, man.
All right. Well, since you were talking about Bob McLeod, I figured I'd do this one. This is one of my all-time favorite covers of all time.
Oh yeah.
Oh
the
yeah.
90s. Hulk 377, 1991. It's got the awesome, I love how it's all black, and it just makes the background and the title just completely pop out. It's an awesome, gorgeous book. And I love the story. How about the two Hulks clashing to take control of Banner. So that was really cool. I thought the two Hulks actually kind of duking it out inside of Banner's subconscious to take dominance. But,
Sick.
And I guess this is like the Professor Hulk. I guess they call him Professor Hulk.
Yep.
First appearance. I don't know.
That would be a great cover to also be glow in the dark.
Yes. Totally. You know what? I bet that book would look killer under some black lights.
Right?
Black lights? Yeah.
I'm sure it would, dude.
Yeah.
It would be popping.
Like it's just such a great cover.
This is also another book that's kind of on the rise these days, no? I mean, I think you could like pick that book up in a back issue bin for like maybe $5, $6.
Wow, this book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of copies. I just love it so much. It's so much. It's just a cool cover,
Yeah. Awesome.
And the third print's like super hard to get.
Yeah, third print is what? Gold?
Black and gold, I think.
Yeah. See, I know my stuff.
I got one. I got one in a low grade, but
No.
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wait, that's the second print?
That's the third print.
Oh, that's the third
second
print. So
is
the
actually
second
black
print.
and gold.
Ah,
Second
okay.
print's
So
black and gold. Yeah.
all right,
It's the third
guys.
print.
I don't know my stuff then. I knew there was a gold one somewhere.
Yeah, black and gold looks really nice too.
Cool. Awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out tonight. It was a blast. Oh, what do you got there? Miracle Man.
Honorable mention,
This is
bro.
the miracle number one.
Honorable mention. That's a good one.
Honorable mention, bro. This is I didn't mean to steal the spotlight for a minute.
No.
That's okay.
Jack Kirby goodness, man. This means a lot to me because it was the first series that I started reading when I started scouring the comic book stores again. I saw Miss Gerard's art, and it just popped to me. And I just started reading the new saga with that. So if you haven't read that one, I highly recommend it. And it led me back to this guy who I thought looked like crap as a kid. His colors, I did not like the Christmas tree red and green with the yellow. But man, as an adult, I love it. I love Kirby's work. Has a killer date stamp in there.
I'm going to say
I
kind
was
of date
able-
stamp on it. How can get any better than that?
Right? I'm turning it the wrong way. Anyways, yeah. This is actually inspired by Jim Steranko, who was a magician and an escape artist in real life before he turned to comics. And
No way.
yeah, so highly recommend it. I got this. You're talking about bumping grades. I bought this off of Comics Books NYC, who ended up bumping up to a 9.2, I think he did. But 8.5 is great for me. I love it. I love the character. I love the art. And sorry to jump in at the last second, guys.
No, that's cool, man.
I just wanted to show this off. I thought we had one more round. Backstage we were talking like 4, 5, 6 rounds possibly. So, I just wanted to get this out there for everybody to see. Hope you all enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle,
Yeah,
very,
that's awesome, man.
very undervalued.
Yeah. Well, last I
That
heard, I
still
think
is
Tom King.
a great grade for that book.
Yeah, Tom King, I guess, is doing the script for upcoming movies. Tom King and Miss Gerard's did that other series, which Tom King is a good writer. So that's why I highly recommend that newer Mr. Miracle run. I think it's 12 issues. Check it out. Really well done.
No trap can hold him.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else want to show a
I'll show
okay.
a cool cover. I don't really
Yeah.
have a story. I don't have a story behind
Good.
this, but this is
That's fine.
issue 1 of Richard Corbin's
Oops.
8-issue series he did, Shadows on the Grave.
Oh,
This was an 8-issue anthology series. Of course, Richard Corbin, famous for all his work with heavy metal. And this is just, if you're into horror, it doesn't get much better than this in terms of horror comics. He wrote, written and drawn by Corbin, and it's just phenomenal. I mean, look at that cover. It gives you a good indication of what's on the inside. It's creepy as hell, and anyone who's digging horror right now with stuff like Ice Cream Man, you're gonna want to check this out because this is like the benchmark for that stuff. Really, yeah. If you ever see these, grab them. You won't be disappointed.
Cool.
That's a great cover.
Awesome. Honorable mentions at first here on What's That Comic Book. Does anybody else have that?
You guys want to see Wolverine or Spawn?
Ooh, I'll take both.
Wolverine.
Do them both.
Both. Yeah.
Both at the same time. Do it.
So I got
That's a cool cover.
this great cover by Kevin Eastman.
Oh yeah.
That's sick.
Wow.
What is that? Like one? Is that the 1 in 500?
No, this is actually a Clover Press exclusive. And I saw it, and the minute I saw it, I was like, I gotta get it. I was like my camera isn't great, so it's not doing any justice. But if you can, look it up. This is such a beautiful cover. Like, everybody's used to seeing Eastman do Turtles only, and like lately he's been doing a lot of commissions for like Marvel and stuff. So this is one of the ones I had to pick up. And then second would be
Oh,
Storm
wow.
300.
Mhm.
This is the Gold Foil, New York Comic Con exclusive. The Hellgate variant, I call it, because of the hell you had to go through to get it.
Perfect.
Dude, they shut it. They shut down the image booth on Saturday. They couldn't sell it because people were fighting for this cover.
I keep trying to call Ellie, but it hangs out that
Insane.
random.
Yeah.
And
Wow. Cool.
I
All
tried
right.
to
Anybody
call
else have
Ellie,
any
and it's just-
any last ones they want to show off?
and-
Yeah, I'll show one more off if it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
I'm showing this one off because
Oh,
I just got this rated back, but I bought it from someone on eBay, and I don't think he knew that it was a Canadian price variant because I don't know if you can see it. It's $1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got
Mhm.
it like really cheap, but CGC didn't remark it though, Canadian price variant. So kind of sad about that.
Oh, that is a bummer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get it cracked and relabeled, but
Put a sticky note on it.
Or to show this off because it was such an awesome score, and
Hell yeah.
I'm very happy that I actually got a good deal on eBay because you can definitely find them sometimes. They're out there. So
Contact CGC and tell them maybe they'll like regrade it, not regrade it, but reslab it for free. I
I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to do it in person at a con or something because I don't want to risk like mailing it in and getting messed up again.
Yeah.
So I'll go to like I don't know. I'm in New England, so I'll go to like Rhode Island Comic Con or something. And
Get it the same day in site,
Yeah,
on site
something
grading or
like
whatever,
that.
instead of waiting 7 months to get it.
Yeah. How long did you wait for it?
oh man, it took forever to get this back. It took me like it had to be almost 6 months.
That's not bad considering. I mean, it is still a long time,
Yeah.
but it's not bad considering what it's like right now.
Yeah, I know. It's I heard it's getting better, but I'm not sure. I'm too afraid to send more stuff in because I'm sick of waiting for so long.
Yeah.
The turnaround is just forever.
Agreed.
I
But
have a Spider-Man 50.
She
that
came
was
back.
donated
She's
and
pretty.
signed.
Yeah.
Would you
Great
say
book.
Geeky New Yorker?
I have a Spider-Man 50 for
Yeah.
Kingpin. I sent it out in April of 2020 when the pandemic started, and I still haven't received it. I'm
Damn.
waiting.
yeah, really?
Crazy, yeah.
Wow.
It needs to be signed by Romita, but I sent it to Desert Wind, and they still haven't contacted me. I think he postponed all his signings and stuff, so it's still in limbo waiting to be signed, and then I gotta wait like 2 more years after it received by CTC. Crazy.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Wow. I have
Good luck, brother.
I have an ASM 50 that I have been pondering about sending in lately. I've had it raw for the longest time, and I don't know. I've been thinking lately, like maybe I want to send it in so I can keep it preserved. It's really, really nice shape. Really, really nice shape. You know what? What the hell? Might as well take it out.
Yeah.
Do it.
We're here. Why the hell not? Just so you guys can see how clean this thing is. I'll make myself big.
Do it.
A lot of
Do it.
people know this
Ooh,
story.
wow.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
What are you
It's a
waiting
great
for?
story. It's a great story.
It is a great story. But yeah, this thing is super, super clean.
Looks like it.
So the back of it used to be a nightmare. All right. So a little quick story. Okay. This book right here, right? I know you guys are going to be super jealous. This book right here was given to me by somebody who comes into the place where I work at the studio, where I record my show. He was a massive comic book collector. He had cabinets and cabinets and cabinets of comic books, like just regular filing cabinets. Dude had like all sorts of crazy, like I think he had like 2 copies of Daredevil #1 just chilling out in a filing cabinet. Dude had so many books, and one day he just came in and he was like, dude, I'm thinking about selling my whole entire collection. And like he's an older gentleman, he's got to be pushing 70 now. And I was like, yeah, really? He's like, yeah, I'm moving out of my house, you know, I'm getting older, and my wife and I want to go into something smaller, and I just can't take it with me. And I'm like, dude, like, you know, I hope you actually don't do it. But so he came in the next week and he ended up selling his whole entire comic book collection. Like, and I was like, how much did you get for everything? He's like, I got $7,500 for everything. I was like, dude, I think you got robbed.
Yeah.
I think you got robbed, dude. Like he had a whole bunch of key books. Like he had everything but like an Amazing Fantasy 15, like, you know, all early runs of Spider-Man. So he's telling me about how he sold his collection, and I'm just like, dude, I can't believe it. And he's like, well, I did save one of them. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, what did you end up keeping? Like, why was it so significant to you? He's like, well, I know you're a Spider-Man guy, and so I kept one for you, and you can have this one. I was like, dude, like,
oh man.
I was like, dude, you serious? Like, he's like, yeah, just take it. It was like, okay.
Like that's so awesome,
nice
and then
guy.
also
That's
so
amazing.
heartbreaking that the guy like
Yeah.
just sold all those books for so cheap.
And then when he comes into the studio, like he'll talk about some of the comic books, you know, that he sold. He's like, yeah, he's like, I regret selling those books. I'm like, dude, I told you that you would. Like, you should have kept those comic books. Actually, Bake, that Swamp Thing, that trade paperback Swamp Thing you gave me, I ended up giving that to him, and he loved it, dude. He loved
That's
reading
cool.
that. Yeah, he loved it. But
I'm
yeah,
glad. That you told me that you gave it away to someone who really appreciated it, and after hearing that story, like I'm so glad that you gave it to him.
yeah, he
You
loved
know what I
that
mean?
story. He came in and he was like, hey, I read that Swamp Thing trade paperback you gave me. He's like, great story. He's like, dude, I was telling you, man, like that's good stuff. You definitely want to check that out.
I mean, it wasn't as cool as some of his books, but it was the first printing, and it was just something cool to have. And I knew you were digging Swamp Thing, and to see it passed on to someone who really enjoyed it is even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that's the story behind the ASM 50. So definitely gotta send that in sometime.
But you know,
at some point.
the problem if you get that graded is you won't be able to read it.
I do.
There you go.
Isn't that such a funny story, dude? I was like, well, how can you read it? It's in a case. You can't read
Sounds exactly how a
comic
kid
books.
would like try to negotiate that situation. Trying to negotiate, why can't I read it? Well, what if I just crack it once and read it? Like, no.
Right. Not happening. All right, guys. So we are past the hour mark. We're gonna wrap it up here. To everybody who's watching, thank you so much for nerding out with us today. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see future content like What's That Comic Book. And make sure you guys go in this video's description down below. Check out all the links. Some of these dudes have YouTube channels. They have Instagram pages. Click on those links. Show them some love. Go follow them and subscribe to them. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm Ken Vidini for Superpower Review, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.